What's up, Beth?
Hurry up and eat, Andrew.
I know I'm working on it. Well, that and we're dealing with a wicked thunder and lightning storm right now.
Oh no.
It's like, it's crazy.
Hey Alexa. Hey Alicia.
Hey, Alexa.
Yeah, my mom just had one go through. I was watching her weather because there was tornadoes up that way.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy right now.
What's up, Rob?
Hey, Rob. Hey, LL.
Rob, my
Ooh,
kid
yeah.
is eating your favorite cake right now that I don't get to eat because I had to come home.
Ooh.
Hey LL. Hello, Felix.
Hey Alexa. Hey Alicia. Hey LL. Yeah, we got wicked weather here.
We're supposed to get storms overnight. I hope it does. I love sleeping to
Drove through like a
thunderstorms.
flood and a
Ooh,
tornado warning.
that's not good. Yeah, my mom had just a thunderstorm warning, but a tornado warning popped just east of her.
I'm pretty sure that it would
Hey,
be faster for me to travel in my kayak right now.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I keep checking my pacemaker. It's like creek behind is
Oh no.
pretty high. So far, it's so good. So yeah,
What's
tonight
up,
many
Brad?
relics.
Hello, Darb.
Hey Janine. Hello,
Janine.
Brad.
Diners.
Queen sounds good.
Dairy
I don't have any
sounds,
Dairy
Queen sounds
Queens around
real
here.
good.
I don't think we have any Dairy Queens around here though, eh?
No, we don't. Did you just say
Hey,
egg?
Hey, Tiffany.
Eh?
Eh? Eh?
Yeah, what's the problem with that? Hey, there we go. There's somebody relics. Okay, the invite's up. All right. Step them through, Andrew.
All right. So now you just for your camera have it turned on and then hit save.
Let's, make sure I do the right camera here. Hey, there we go. Hey,
Bingo. Perfect.
hey guys.
How's it going?
How's it going?
Hello.
So far, so good. You're looking forward to those storms you guys are talking about.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. They're pretty wicked right now. So.
Well, a couple of the thunderclaps have shook the windows on the house.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
did too.
Boy.
Yeah. Yeah. So welcome, Andrew and Rachel. How are you two doing?
Doing good.
Good. Good. I'm glad you could join us.
Thank you for having us.
Sure,
Absolutely.
no problem.
You guys had
Hopefully we won't.
Go ahead.
Hopefully we won't have any connections like you guys had it on the YouTube last week with that.
Yeah.
Oh,
please
that
no.
was crazy with
Yeah.
the fire calls that we've had and then the dry weather and things lighting back up. And so we're looking forward to that rain.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hey, Shelly.
Hey,
Okay.
Shelly.
Hey, hello, Shelly.
And James.
That's
and
good.
Selena.
So you guys haven't had much rain yet then?
No,
Oh my
no,
gosh.
it has been very, very dry. We actually went out metal detecting, I believe it was Monday, to a field. And my son is upwind from me, pulling up the dry, crumbled ground and blowing it towards me.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
jeez. Sounds
Yeah.
like something my kid
Yeah,
would
we
do.
didn't. We didn't get the snow we needed either. I think we got one decent measurable snow all winter, and we really needed about 6 or 8
A
more
lot of
inches.
people are saying that too. Like there was not much snow this winter.
We
No.
didn't. We are getting mosquitoes already. I mean, they
Ugh.
are so bad.
I was really surprised that the other day I was out walking around, and it's like dead like weeds and stuff. Like we go out there and we bush hog it like twice a year. So it's pretty short at the moment. I walked out there the other day and I had a tick going up my pants, and I was like, "You
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
be kidding me!" I was like, "We had a really cold winter here, and it's like, come on,
It didn't
Nothing
matter.
stops them anymore.
darn
Dan?
it."
Beth, it looks like you have some sunshine.
Yes, the sun is going down I'm facing Ohio, and it's like going down behind the ridges.
Huh.
I'm heavenly.
Cool. So I'm John. I'm FLX Detectors John.
I am also.
Me.
I'm Andrew. Mr. Bucket
And I'm-
Lister.
I'm Jeep Girl Beth.
Yeah, that's right. So, how long have you guys been metal detecting as a family?
Family, we started probably right after 2020.
That's awesome.
We started our channel in 23, but I think we started around 21 or 22, metal detecting as a family. She'd been detecting as a kid with her family and her grandfather, and then introduced me to it, like I said, right after 2020.
Nice. It's definitely an addiction, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
It is.
Get bit by that bug. I wish I would have got bit with that bug like 15 years ago, but hey.
I know.
Agreed.
Ooh, Hot
I know,
Mess
so-
Fishing says hello.
Yeah, we'll get some more people coming. We got like 16, 17 right now. We should get, I don't know, we'll see.
About 30
to 40
more people.
hopefully. Depends
Yeah.
on how busy people are. But anyways, what was that all about?
Thank
Our
you.
moderators are just playing with the windows here, so.
Yeah. Oh, I like your guys' setup behind you. That's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Heck yeah. So, I gotta know, because it's a question always gets asked. What metal detector do you guys swing?
I do a Nocta Simplex.
Nice.
Okay.
And then I run the double score, and then we have a 250, 350, and 400 for the kids.
Heck yeah.
Oh, nice.
How do they like the Garretts?
They really don't have any option. It's that or nothing. No, they do really good with them. They're a incredible machine for them just because they're light, durable, and they don't miss a pop, tab, or a coin.
Yeah.
So they do pretty good. The little ones take the 250, and then my son, he usually bounces back between the 350 and the 400.
Nice.
Well, and that's what Chloe found her silver on. So her half dime was on the Garrett.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, she's hooked on the Garrett now.
She is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't want to. I tried getting her to get swing the 350 because it had the bigger coil, and she was hesitant to do so. She liked the 250, but I started out on the 350 and then migrated to the double score.
Nice.
Awesome.
How do you like?
Garrett's
How
are
you
such
liking
good
that?
detectors,
Yeah.
just to like turn on and go, especially for
Yeah.
kids.
Right.
Yep.
Absolutely. And same. Well, same with both the Noctas as well. I mean, both those are standout machines. The same thing. Just take it out of the package and just go. Go have fun.
And that's why I went with the double score when I upgraded. I was looking at the Xterra Pro, but the friends of ours with our local detecting store suggested looking at multi-frequency. So for a little bit more, I went with the double score. Yeah, ground balance, and I'm done.
Yep.
And we're in the dark.
Absolutely. That was the only thing I didn't like about my Xterra Pro was when I first started out metal detecting on some of the fields and stuff with John here. My machine, I had to switch frequencies if I wanted to do that, and generally the frequencies that do come with it aren't you're not going any higher than I think it's 20. So you don't get higher than that, so you're stuck with 20, and it's oof. Hey Darren, how's it going?
Hey,
Hello,
Darren.
Yeah, so I have the Simplex and the Legend, and that's what I started back with was the Simplex, and I found a lot of amazing things with that machine. So
Oh yeah.
I recommend it to everybody when they're asking about like what detector should I buy. I always say the Simplex.
Mm-hmm.
The only
Oh,
thing
it's-
I don't like about it is not having that Bluetooth capability with the headset.
Right.
Yeah.
That was my next
That's the only
question.
downside.
I wasn't sure if it was Bluetooth or not, so that was my next question.
It is in a way, but it's Nocta's own thing, and you have to have their headset, and they're kind of bulky awkward.
Yeah.
That's what I like about the double score is I got a pair of low latency off of Amazon, and away we go.
I always like those. I always like the Simplex headphones though. I never had any problems with those. Maybe a lag sometimes, but
Yeah.
Well, I don't like wearing headset anyways. So,
I was
he loves wearing a headset. I don't.
I was like that when I first started. I hated wearing the headset. It's just that one extra thing you had to have, and I had a cord for mine, and I hated that. And now with my Deus, I literally cannot go metal detecting without my headphones now. Like if my headphones
Yeah.
aren't charged, I'm freaking out.
Same. I like it's a lot crisper sound and a lot better at finding the signals. We were in the other day when Caleb was throwing dirt her way. We were out in the heavy wind, and you almost couldn't hear your detectors going off.
Oh, yeah.
because
I've run into that before.
That sometimes in the fall when there's a lot of leaves on the ground, I couldn't hear my Garrett. And Garrett's are loud, and I was struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those faint
Yeah.
squeakers too,
Right. Absolutely.
But I know a lot of people that don't wear headphones, so.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. There's tons of them.
Mm-hmm.
The Nocta or the double score was so annoying to her that she made me wear headphones there for a while. The farm setting was, or the ground setting was pretty noisy and annoying to her. It was music to me, but annoying to her.
It was better than my brother's, though. His sounded like a pinball machine, so it went cha-ching, cha-ching,
Yeah,
cha-ching.
he started on the 250 and had the discrepancy turned off, and so he'd hit stuff and there'd be 3 different sounds, and it sounded like a slot machine.
Oh
That's
my
funny.
goodness. Yeah, that would probably drive me nuts after a while too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We never did lose him. We always knew where he was at.
Right?
So you guys are in the Midwest, right?
Yeah, we're just north of Kansas City.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Heck yeah. You get that nice frontier area.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we got fortunate there. They settled. Joseph Rubidoux started trading in this area in 1799, and so migration started shortly thereafter. Lewis and Clark went through just a little ways from us, and a lot of people who were headed through the ford there at St. Joseph found places in the plains to live, and so fortunately that's where we get a lot of our former homesteads to detect people who decided to stop going west in our area.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, so that's pretty early history then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We have Buffalo Bill Cody that grew up around here. We have the Pony Express museums. Yeah. Amelia Earhart is close by. I mean,
Oh, wow.
a lot.
Okay.
There's a lot of cool
It
history.
stinks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Eric.
And it stinks from finding, British and Spanish coins. That's on our bucket list, but we still a lot of early 1800s stuff.
That's awesome. It's like that prime spot because you kind of get both the best worlds. You're getting that early 1800s, but you're also able to get that nice later stuff.
Well, and there's still a chance we could get some French coins. The French did some trading. They found some in the middle of the state. Obviously, they're not telling anybody where, but we think it was around Columbia. They did find some French coins from the early traders that worked with Lewis and Clark and some of the other explorers.
Oh, wow.
So those would be pretty cool to find, but
Yeah.
we're happy
For
to find
sure.
anything out of the middle of the 1800s.
No, so am I.
Heck yeah, absolutely. Get something from the 1800s. Like, heck yeah, we're on the spot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you guys have found some amazing bucket listers. We're looking forward to seeing some of them, hopefully.
Now,
Yeah, we got a bunch of them laid out, and if everything works, we'll be glad to show them off.
heck yeah.
Awesome.
Now, like when you guys are doing your guys' research, do you guys have a particular site you guys like to use, or like how do you guys find like your locations where you want to go detect?
We like historical aerials. That's one we like going to. I worked at the post office, and so we actually had a whole bunch of maps in the back of the post office.
Oh, cool.
And they're like, well, just get rid of those. And we actually gave it to a historian in town, and so he has all the old historic maps there.
Oh, that's
cool. We also do a lot with, like she said, historical aerials is where we pinpoint stuff to be able to get the aerial photo and the location of the house and how far back. We also use the state has State Historic Society has plat maps that go back into the 1800s that we're also able to track. So if we can figure out where the roads, creeks, and stuff were, we can sometimes figure out where those houses were. all the way back in 1871 is about as old as we go right now.
Wow. That's awesome.
So
Heck yeah.
That's nice.
we saw somebody was making an app on one of the detecting sites, and I can't remember which one it was now. I think it was Missouri Metal Detecting, and he was talking about an app where he can overlay stuff, which got me to thinking. Went on to we use like a Word doc, and we start transposing it and changing the thickness of the picture. We can actually overlay some of the old plat maps over the top of modern maps and almost pinpoint exactly where those houses were.
Oh,
Before
wow.
they got
That's
sorted
awesome.
out by disc and
Yeah, it comes in
trackers.
handy.
It does.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It also shows the road changes. I don't know if you guys have
Mhm.
noticed
Yes.
that.
And they
Yeah.
do change a lot.
Mm-hmm. They have.
In our area, especially, we had the river change. So, you know,
Mhm.
that house might have been there and then the river changed directions and it's no longer there.
Yeah, I got really excited. I was looking at, we had 5 houses on this stretch of road, and I was getting really excited because it's Beanfield. And then I did that overlay and realized that that's now part of Kansas.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
That's amazing.
So there with that idea. But still hoping someday to find a riverboat. That would be a fun one. The bottoms, before they changed the river bottoms. It was not uncommon for a riverboat to ground out or burn out, and
Mhm.
it's now a cornfield.
right. Exactly. You never know.
Yeah.
Well, we had a guy that was farming and he used to farm around one of the smokestacks. And then he got so tired of it, he just cut it off and buried it. So there's still one buried down there somewhere, but
Damn.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
they cut it off
crazy.
deep enough the plows wouldn't, or the disc wouldn't hit it anymore, and kept going. So, 10 to 20 feet down, there's a steamboat down there somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
my
saw a
God.
special on that.
That
I
would
don't-
be
was
fun.
it Duck Dynasty or I saw a special on that where they actually recovered those boats. There's a museum,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
With Steamboat Arabia, yeah, it's just
Yep.
south of us a ways.
Have you been to it?
Yes.
She is.
I have.
Oh, okay. Rachel has. Okay.
Dang. That's so
Actually
cool.
talking about moving it to a different location. At least that's what they were talking about. I don't know if it ever happened, but
So that definitely opens up a lot of possibility for finding that stuff from those trade routes like that too. So that's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
That's like limitless, There's the potential is crazy.
well, the area we were in, we actually had an encampment, like an Indian encampment across from us. So my son actually found an arrowhead. People around the area have found arrowheads and stuff like that. So
Cool.
I know you can't find it with a metal detector, but it's still very fun to find.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah. And much older than anything we're going to find with a metal detector,
Mhm.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Well, that's where the Joseph Rubin trading around 1799. That's kind of our hopes is if we do detect some of these, maybe they did trade for something metal back in that day. Some furs for a rifle or something like that we might be able to trace. So we're hoping to do some Indian tent areas here in the near future as well.
That'd be really cool. Hopefully,
That's kind of my goal this summer. I want to find a Native American point this summer. I'm going to go
That's
along the
really-
Ohio River and
Hey, Jay.
check it out.
yeah, some kettle points. Also, they used to a lot of the early settlers would trade the religious tokens with them. So they would like try to bring religion to them, and so finding those too, that'd be really cool.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I've always wanted to try to find something like that, but our area they push the Indians out, so the likelihood of finding that is pretty slim.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Yeah, you never know. Absolutely.
Tokens in general are just a blast to find, no
Oh,
matter
yeah.
what they are. But
I agree.
the religious tokens would be a fun one to dig up. And I don't think we haven't found any religious tokens, just advertisement
I think we
tokens.
found one, but it was more of a medallion, not
Yeah,
a
it
token.
was a Catholic
Yeah.
medallion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found one that was like I think a watch fob for celebrating the 100th anniversary of one of the churches in the area
Oh, that's cool.
being, coming together as a congregation. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, neat.
Just saying hello to everybody in chat.
Yep.
Hey, Terry. And Johnny.
So, what machine did you end up starting out with, Rachel?
Well, my dad started out with the whites,
Yep.
and we would take turns back and forth growing up with that. And then it had to be 10 years after we were married before I got one myself. And Dad got me a Menards one, just a real cheap one. You can turn on, set the dial, and go.
Yep.
And I loved it. I found all sorts of stuff with it.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have to mow the front yard that entire year because there's holes all over it.
I had to test it.
Just cut her
goodness.
teeth. There you go.
Yeah, she did pretty good with it there for a while though. She found some good stuff, and she could tell just enough difference between the tones, which really wasn't much of a change. But eventually, I told her, I said, "You just got to go get you one. Figure out what you want. Go get it. If we're gonna do this, let's be serious about it because we might be missing something." And so she went and did that, and kind of took off from there. And I had to get one, so I didn't have to follow her with a shovel.
Oh, so you were the shovel guy for a while.
Yeah, because I couldn't figure the thing out. She had the ear for it. I didn't.
Well,
And
the bad thing was I would go, "You hear the tone, this one's higher, this one's lower," and he goes, "No, I can't hear the difference." So I think the headset helps him so he can actually hear the tones.
Yeah.
all that
Absolutely.
loud Southern gospel music in the '80s ruined my hearing along with tractors and rifles.
That is not the legend, AA Ron. That looks like
It's a double
that looks
score
like
and
the double.
simplex, right?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Score and simplex.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, here they go. Simplex is over here. Double scores right here above me.
He's like, yeah, that's my machine.
Yeah, Naka's a great company. They really are.
It is.
Yeah,
My
they
husband
are.
swings an Octa. A legend.
Absolutely. They've definitely have they're trying to keep up with the other competition, and especially coming out with that legend too. Oh my goodness.
Well, I think they took the lead on the competition to begin with the legend. The legend.
Oh
won.
yeah,
Yeah.
the legend one, absolutely.
Well, and I don't know if it was something you guys, I think I may have heard you guys talking about it, and I'd have to agree. It seemed like MindLab did really good there for a while when they brought out that 7 and 900s, but then they just kind of went a different direction.
Right.
And I totally agree. It seemed like Nocta was wanting to stay with detecting regular, the regular hobbyist, and MindLab was kind of moving more professional or gold direction.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. Like with those, with the Mind Lab, like you said, they kind of went like on that professional level, like that. Oh, you're gonna go out gold digging and stuff like that, which is great for the people that want to go and do that. But then you got the hobbyists that go out. You still want something that you're gonna want to metal detect all day with, so you're looking at how much that thing is gonna weigh. Can I handle
Mhm.
swinging that all day long? And I think that's really where Nocta came, with the legend. The legend isn't god awfully heavy. I mean, it's got weight to it for sure, but the simplex is really good. You got
Oh, yeah.
you got the triple score. Yeah, they're a great machine. The legend too, I couldn't believe how light it was. I swing a Deus, and that being like a feather as it is, I couldn't believe that the legend 2 was right there with it.
how do you like your Deus compared to the Legend? I'm just curious because I see a lot of guys using the 2. We've got somebody nearby selling the 1. I'm just curious, how do you like it compared to the Legend?
So John, you got that.
Yeah, so the legend
Thank
is
you,
just
Landon.
is heavier for me. So just getting older, I'm a little bit older, So weight, and I detect, all day sometimes in like multiple days in a row. So just having that weight difference, I mean, it's a lot more money. So it's not for everybody, but I really like it just for the weight difference alone.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
You know,
far as like the L2 compared to the Deus, I mean, on that I would just look at like what the price point difference is, because they're both right there next to next.
Yeah, one of our good friends actually that is part of this team. She's actually just became a Nocta Nomad. It's a metal protectorist. And then also I met one of the nomads at Digstock just recently, a few weeks ago, Alicia Hot Mess Fishing. She's in chat as well. Nocta's got some great nomads. They got some great people behind them.
I
The
agree.
whole Quarter Hoarder gang, those guys. So
Yeah, that's where she got hooked, was Quarter Hoarder, and He's the one that recommended the Simplex 4 to get started on.
Right.
Yep. Now, do you have the sniper coil with that as well, the SP24?
No.
No, she just, what is that, the 11-inch or 13-inch, whatever that big
Because that
round
makes it
one
even
is.
lighter. And then if you're in like cornfields, let's say, with stubble, that sniper coil is well worth it. I think it's I don't know how much it is now, but it makes it lighter, and I dug a lot of stuff for that sniper coil.
Yeah, I think tiny. It definitely helps when you get into those tight areas, like you said.
yeah.
Or if you get into that really iron infested soil, you're just picking right through all that stuff, which is so nice.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be jealous with you. They're going to want to come over next to you to try to get all your
Or
stuff.
in the woods. Yeah. Alicia was just with Quarter Hoarder at the Show Me event.
Yeah, we went to the first one down at Show Me, and we saw him down there the first
Oh, you did?
year he went.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Okay.
Nice.
So you met some of those folks then. The YouTubers.
Yes, I did.
and-
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we couldn't make it back this year or the previous, but that first one was quite the experience.
Heck yeah. You guys,
I was talking to somebody today that was at it, and they said it was a little chilly this year.
Yeah, they had some bad weather starting out, but they, I think it cleared up a little bit. But yeah, it was Missouri's been kind of a, let's just say we've had 90 degrees and snow in the same week.
oh my goodness.
Went from 90 degrees to 38 degrees
Yeah,
within 2 days.
It was 90 degrees yesterday, and by Saturday we'll be pushing the freezing mark again with all these storms. So it's very up and down. If you don't like the weather, stay a day and it'll change.
Oh, okay,
Now-
yeah. So yeah, Alicia's okay. She's saying the same thing. It was freezing.
Do you guys go to digging events often?
We've only gone to 2. We went to Show Me, and then I went to one out in Kansas. We would like to do more, but we like more of the natural, not the seeded.
Yeah.
Yes.
We like
Same
the
thing here.
history. We find the railroad buttons and find the history on it. We find the token, we find the history.
Yep.
Yep.
So it's more, we like the natural than the seeded stuff.
Absolutely.
I'm
I
right there
definitely
with you.
not to shove it out there, but there's a great event that's in the fall, like a later fall-ish. That's in New Jersey, and that's Dig It Dude. That's a heck of an event. It's probably some of the best people I've ever met in my life run it. And the property we were at 2 years ago was like something you
Amazing.
see out of a magazine. It was freaking beautiful.
Yes.
It was a rough digging time, but it was probably the best time ever was getting to meet everybody, which was the coolest thing ever.
Shameless plug choices.
Yeah, definitely. I
I would
would
support our friends. So
absolutely.
Well, and it was a very well thought out digging event with the raffles and people donating stuff and
Mhm.
just how it was put together. It was top notch.
Right, absolutely. And then with the seeded hunt, I mean, I generally, for the most part, it seemed like everyone went to it. But with the silver prices going up, I mean, you get out there and you start digging and stuff. I mean, if anything, one way of looking at it is, while you're out there digging that silver and stuff like that, that's putting money back in your pocket.
Yeah.
Yes, Eric, you were.
Yes, we got to meet Eric there.
That was the first time I ever bought something for my metal detector or doing anything with trying to find stuff. And I bought a lanyard, and then I bought my first finds box.
I feel like I remember you buying it and you used it right away.
Used it right away. Yeah, it's awesome.
There's not a lot out here in the Midwest. I think there's one in Iowa. There's some down in Arkansas and Texas. There's just really not a lot in our area. That's why the Show Me is an incredible one, just being close.
Right.
Most of the other ones in here are just small, like 20 to 30 people allowed. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. You never know if they've been picked over. And so, getting a good close hunt. And unfortunately, you guys out on the East Coast get a lot more of them, I think, than we do. And so we may just have to make a trip out the East Coast.
Absolutely. That'd be really cool. It would be an absolute pleasure to be able to meet you guys in person. That's for sure. Yeah, you check it out on Facebook. It's Dig It Dude. Oh my goodness, that thunder's clapping. So Dig It
Yeah.
Dude. It's a great event. I would go back every single year that they do it. So
Hopefully they're going to have it. We're not sure they're going to have it again this fall, right? Or Andrew knows something I don't know.
I know something.
Not right. Something's wrong in this universe.
I know, right?
Hey, Neil.
You know.
Last time I knew was they were securing the permission site. So that means event time.
Nice.
Absolutely. I'm
Well,
pumped.
I
And
guess I'm not in the club, the cool club. I'm not in the cool
I'm
kids
I'm
club anymore.
I'm sorry. The nice thing too is with everything that they do, so like their event, oh my goodness, what they do for people is insane. They do a bottle auction on YouTube, and that gets donated to veterans. Their proceeds go towards helping out veterans. It's a complete non-for-profit organization that puts it on, or they do it for non-for-profit, which is amazing. It all goes towards helping veterans and stuff. So spectacular. Can't beat that.
I know you guys do a lot for your community because I was watching you guys last week on Edge. You guys had touched on that a little bit.
Mhm.
So, if
Is there a
want to talk
question?
about that,
Oh,
that's
there you go.
all.
I was going to say, is there a question?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, that's our community is our first and foremost. We're strong believers in Christ, and I'm a youth pastor, and she's joined with me. We've been involved in camp ministry. I'm actually getting ready to start about 10 to 12 weeks of summer camps this June. So my metal detecting gets put on hold for a couple months. But we've intertwined ourselves in our community as missionaries, just working primarily with youth, but we do a lot of work with the families around us. We've been in our community now for 25 years for me, and just very heavily involved there, trying to make a difference and just help make people's lives better as well. And through that, we've gotten involved. I got involved with the fire department, and after a while, they put me in charge of it for some reason. Put me in that, and so we do our volunteer fire department. We run the youth groups. We're part of the church. We have oh gosh, what else do we do? All sorts of stuff there with that.
Sub at the school.
Yeah,
Cook at the school.
she cooks at the school as a sub. I substitute teach at the school. So yeah, it's a little bit of everything.
Goodness
And,
gracious. That is amazing.
And you have a large family.
Five kids.
We have
Yes.
5 kids.
Yeah.
So, and then we, like I said on the other one on Hio Silver, we've intertwined our outreach with students with metal detecting by taking students metal detecting.
Yeah, that's
And
awesome.
We've been shocked and surprised about how many kids say, "Yeah, I got one for Christmas years ago. Grandma got me one. There's one in the closet. Dad has one." All these different stories, and we took one kid metal detecting, and he goes, "I want a metal detector for my birthday." And his mom said, anything to get him off his phone or out of the house off video games. And so he got a metal detector for his birthday, and so he goes out with us, and he's found some pretty cool stuff. So we've had the opportunity to take students with us, and that's been fun. The kids found out at school that we had a metal detecting channel on YouTube. So when we got done with our work, they all got on their Chromebooks and looked up the metal detecting. So we got like 10 subscribers right there in one day. But the kids
great.
all get on and watch it. And then we got to the point now that when I get done and I need filler while we're waiting for bus calls and stuff like that, we'll just put on a Muddy Relics episode and let it go, because one of the things we wanted to do was not only be entertaining but informative with the history, and something to get people outdoors and realize history's underground.
Absolutely. That is so cool. Oh my goodness.
Very well said. Yeah. Yeah, I love that as well.
Absolutely. And that's huge. Like, that's impactful. Like you're saying, with today's youth, I mean, it's tough. I've got kids of my own, and to get them to want, like, they love going outside, period, anyways. But it's like, sometimes you're like, will you just go out and go outside? Like, you don't need to be indoors. There's no reason to be in here. Go on, get. And it's tough. You see that a lot today. They just kids don't get out and beat kids anymore. Can you provide their location again?
Yeah, just north of Kansas City.
There you go.
So out in the middle of we're on the edge of nowhere.
Yeah.
On the edge of nowhere.
Yeah,
And we're close enough to Kansas we can see it, and that's close enough.
there you go.
I was born in Kansas, so I can make Kansas jokes.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. New York Digger says history can be taught, but real history is right below our feet. Absolutely. I never knew any of that stuff. Like I was really I thought I was good at history. Before I started this hobby, and it was once I started this hobby and started finding stuff from our early American years. It was mind opening. Like, holy cow! Like I'm finding something that's 250, 300 years old. Like that's insane. Like, holy crap. I didn't ever get to see this in school. And it so happened to be that my old neighbor was actually one of the school teachers at school. He taught history. So I was like giving him Civil War buttons. I'm like, man, take this to school. Show it to your history class when you guys do that time period.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things that makes the internet so valuable for us too. Is there's so much information out there on some of this stuff, and so we'll probably put just as much time researching it as we did finding it.
Oh yeah, the research is one of my favorite parts.
Mm-hmm.
Just figuring out what you got and the story behind it.
That's definitely a lot of fun. That's like, again, like you said, that's my favorite part. It's just figuring out what is this I have in my hand? Why would it possibly be there? And the research. I love research. So
we have a research team actually that we lean on each other for. There's a few people here that we'll just like send pictures to, and we're like, okay. And sometimes we're live. We find it. Andrew and I have found stuff, and they identify it for us within like minutes. Beth is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Beth has done that for us, so it's kind of cool.
Well, we've found out we've got a lot of guys in our community that have been here for 70, 80 years. They've got a good idea what happened, where everything went, but we're losing that group of people, unfortunately. And getting all this documented and recorded, like you were talking about Western progression, some of the tokens we found, some of the coins we found, the tools, things like that. These guys know it because they grew up with it. It was their parents or maybe their grandparents. But for the newer generations, we just don't have a clue what it is unless we go back and do all that research. And it kind of helps us understand the progression or how life was. We've mentioned it on our channel several times. We'd love to go out and find more coins. But when we're out in the country, a lot of our farmers didn't deal in money. They would, here's a bag of corn. They'd trade it for a bag of cornmeal. And there was a lot of trading and bartering going on. And so there wasn't a lot of exchanging of coins to be dropped in the front yard. And so that just goes along with that history of how life was in the 18 and 1900s.
Yeah, the barter system, for sure.
Absolutely. It was see, and that's the thing too with it being the frontier, the Midwest. You're talking these people didn't have much of anything to begin with. So these folks were already, they spent what they had to get where they were, and a lot of them, either ran out of money or that's where they chose to stay. So the stuff that you guys are finding, I mean, that was some of their most valuable possessions, and that's what's the cool part is that's one of my favorite things is like that personable stuff. Like you can go out and you can find coins, right? And it's cool, but the relics, I mean, that those all tell a story because that was theirs,
Yeah. Well, and it's like that toy car you find the ground may have been one of like a handful that kid had, or the coins. We go back and look at the value. One that'll probably come up in discussion here in a little bit. For us it would be hardly anything, but back then it was a week's wage. But then you start looking at the tools and the things that went along with it. Just even some of the different parts of equipment that we find.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely neat. It's eye opening. I I never looked at it like that before. You know, I find like an old horseshoe or something out playing in the fields at my grandparents' house, whatever, and be like, oh, it's a horseshoe. That's cool. You know, and then you find something now in this hobby and learning that history and stuff, and it's just like, holy crap, like this was some lady's brooch, or, you know, that was their door lock to their front door. It's awesome. That's the part I feel like you said, you know, that generation is, you know, it's peaking, you know, it's hitting the age time, you know, and it's our jobs to teach that to the next line of kids, which sounds to me like you guys are freaking doing an awesome job of that.
Well, when we just started the channel, TikTok's still new. We just started it, I think, February. Yeah. And so we've been doing YouTube for several years. And that was one of the things we strove, was that we didn't just find it. We showed you what it was. We have the story behind it, the history behind it. We wanted it to be something that people could find educational. So even going as far as people who home educated, their kids could watch it. We've got some friends that home educate, and they let their kids watch it, and they can count it as school. And then the kid goes out and metal detects and comes and does his own research and counts it as school. And so we wanted to keep that history alive for that. Just because most kids may see a cool token, what's the history behind that? And there'll be a token we'll probably talk about here in a little bit that tells the story just in one little piece of whatever it's made out of. Tells the story of migration from Germany back in the early 1800s.
Wow.
And, you know, that sort of thing. It's just keeping that history alive and active and exciting, different.
Right. Absolutely. That's definitely like what this hobby should be, you know, is that, you know, the history behind it, not just the monetary value of it, you know, is like, who cares about that? This history is the stuff that, you know, gets passed on later, you know, you know, it's stuff that you can't teach in a book. Like there's so much that you can teach out of that book, but when you're able to hand that, you know, relic or whatever it is, you know, to a kid, you know, that to them is more impactful.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Well, and even in coins, we found some incredible history in coins. Just as they are progressed, you know, whether it be like the 2-piece cent was the first, you know, the uniqueness there is the first one to have under God on it. Why did the Lincoln cents change every 50 years? You know, what was so significant about the Lincoln cent being the first one with an actual human on it? There's just been a lot of finds that we've found looking at the coins going, okay, what is unique about this, and how did this come to this point where this coin was accepted by the Treasury Department, and you know, what goes beyond its collector's value to its historical value.
Right.
You know, the 2-cent piece being one of them.
Right. Absolutely. All right, chat. You guys got some questions before we dive into some looking at?
I have a question.
Oh, get it.
So, are you guys opposed to digging iron?
No. He is, but I'm not.
I have to carry it.
Well, that is the problem right there. Yes. Okay. Carrying it. Yes.
I dig everything.
She does.
That way I can go through and I don't miss anything. You know, there could be something unique made out of iron that they used. We had a coal mine area around. They had some candle holders that were made out of iron. They had tools made out of iron. They had a bunch of stuff that is unique to our area. So I'm not opposed to digging iron.
In 2025, 2024, I didn't keep track last year. We dug over 500 pounds of iron. That's a lot in a belt. So, and like I said, I always got the big stuff. Take, for instance, that thing right there. Which the funny story about this is Rachel starts yelling at me, goes, "Hey, come over here. I don't think I want to touch this." Because all she could see was this part right here.
Sure.
So it looked like this.
Yeah.
She's thinking lemon grenade in the middle of a farm field in Missouri for some reason.
It just looked like a bomb.
We dug it up.
And I was like, no, I'm not touching it.
Right.
We thought it was a Moby Air weight off of a French clock. Thing weighs about 2 or 3 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
And maybe even more, but come to find out, it's the weight off of a balance scale, mobile balance scale that they would use in the 1800s. And
no kidding.
You put that in your
That's
belt, though,
fantastic.
and you carry that around, and
Yeah.
It gets heavy.
Yeah.
It sure
or
does.
You do like I did, I pulled up one of the last hunts we do. I'll dig iron, but it's usually because it's flat and it reads off wrong on my detector, and so I end up pulling up a plowshare or a disc blade or a chisel shovel or an axe head. I dig a lot of axe heads.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
did I. I regret it.
My husband finds
most
a lot
the
of them.
time. Yeah. Because
Yeah,
of the
you-
weight.
I usually park too far away from where I actually start digging.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
See, what we do is, since it's a farm field, we'll put piles.
There you go.
And so, before we leave, we'll go through and we'll pick up each pile. Just drive through the field and pick up them as we go.
There you
So
go.
I don't
go.
intentionally dig iron. I do dig a lot of iron. I just don't intentionally dig it.
Right.
I don't blame you. I understand. Yeah.
See, I love the tools. I love the pickaxe and the axe heads. You get the double, you get the single, you get the small hatchets. Even the hose, you have a double head or a single
The
head.
grub hose.
Yeah.
Some of them had pickaxes on them. Some had the hammers or the mallets, or my favorite is the blacksmithing hammers. My grandpa was a blacksmith.
Ooh.
So anytime I can pick up one of those blacksmith hammer heads, I love it.
Yeah, my knees don't love it though. That's the problem.
I appreciate that, Rachel. That's good to hear because
Yeah.
I think a lot of detectors just skip over iron. I understand why, but you miss out a lot of like tools and
Now,
really cool
if I could
things.
skip over that aluminum, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. One
My
of my
husband likes
goals.
digging the tools and stuff.
Yeah, I want to at some point. I want to find an old hatchet head and then refurbish it, repurpose it. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I've done it with one axe head so far. That was that one that we found together on the Field of Dreams, John. Which was awesome. And now I want a little one.
Well, the cobbler tools. So it has the stand, and then it has the little shoe that fits on top,
Yep.
and you cobbler it. We were out in one field, and I was like, "Honey, look at this." I have a mommy bear, a daddy bear, a baby bear, because I got each individual size. So I ended up with 4 of them
Oh my
out in
goodness,
one field.
We got the whole family set on that one.
We did.
that's cool.
Wow.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, see, everybody digs iron. They just don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a stack of
Well, I'm saying-
axe heads in my garage, and the last time my friends came and took care of my dogs when we were out of town, he noticed all the axe heads out there, and he's like, "It'd be really fun to refurbish those." And I'm like, "Have at it."
There you go.
I want to do that sometime as part of the videos, just going through, cleaning them up, and then repurpose them, get them back around to repurpose, but put good handles in them, make it something that people can display. The old grub hose will probably net with the square-headed handles will probably never be used again, but they are a really cool thing just to have in a corner and kind of display as part of your artwork. So someday when I have actual time on my hands, I might try that.
There you go. That'd be cool. Heck yeah. I hope you post it too. Like do that, like you said, refurbish it and post it. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
That's definitely
it would be, that would be part of the video set.
Heck yeah. That's awesome. Any more questions?
I
So
saw
the other
someone
night-
asking how long you've
go
been
ahead.
a youth pastor for.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's a good question.
Let's see. My parents were camp managers with a youth camp in Kansas City as a kid. So that kind of paved the way for me. I started fresh out of high school. So I went up to a special training program, kind of like a trade school for youth ministry up in River Falls, Wisconsin. Did 9 months with that and then came back and jumped right into it. So I've been going since 99.
Wow. That is amazing.
So been in the same area the entire time.
Goodness gracious. That's awesome. Oh, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah. So do you wanna show some finds?
Well, what do you guys prefer to see? You guys have seen some of the stuff on the channel, and like I said, we've been blessed with some crazy stuff.
You certainly
couple
have.
I guess you talk about iron, and this was refurbished, but somebody left it out in the rain.
Oh.
And then this one here, you talk about history, and most people
that's
look at
cool.
you see the antique stores all the time. This one,
Okay. This one was from Show Me Pro when we were down there. And Andrew was across the creek, and I said, honey, this tree is reading iron.
She was metal detecting a tree.
He is like, what are you talking about? I said, this tree branch. I picked it up. I moved the tree branch. It kept reading. And needless to say, it was rotting. So I just kind of kicked at it and whatever. And this came out of a tree branch down at the Show Me Pro.
Wow.
The history behind it is this is a John Deere. This is your first multi-tool for the John Deere implements.
No kidding.
Early John Deere implements. And this would have been a tool for the early drop rakes for the new idea drop rakes.
Wow.
So if you got anybody who's ever been on a farm and worked with any of that equipment, that makes more sense than most people will recognize. What should I throw at them next?
Oh, I like this one.
Oh, the cool thing about the weight, we also found the slide bar that went with it, but it had been ran over a few times.
Oh, that's cool.
Now this
You got to do a little
is
closer.
a military button.
Oh, yeah.
Has a
Oh,
D
nice.
on it. So it's a dragoon button. And we were actually digging out in a field and found an infantry button, the dragoon button, and then this one. But also across the field, we were wondering if the family moved across the road.
I've never even seen that.
We were pulling up buttons like this across the road, and it's a police button.
Wow.
And we ended up finding like 3 vest buttons and then some cufflink buttons, all police. And then in that same field, we were finding also like this one.
Right.
It's awesome.
So more of the normal one. But we also
And so in that field, we found 100 years worth of military buttons between the two houses from 1840s to the 1940s.
Holy cow.
so here's
That's great.
other one in that field. That's a World War II button that came out of that field. But within, across the road from each other,
That's
we
insane.
found 20 military buttons out of this same field area.
Amazing.
But the one we found the dragoon out of was interesting because, we were digging up all this lead and we're going, okay, was there something going on here besides just people shooting or something? We're pulling up more than what a normal field we do pulls up.
That's crazy. Can I see that Dragoon button again?
Where'd you go with it?
I've never even seen that before. That is wild.
So the dragoons, like I say, if you guys don't mind, I'll go into my little history tangent.
Absolutely. I want to hear it.
I get on a
what we're here
history
for.
thing. The dragoons, the United States didn't have horse soldiers until they had a few in the Revolutionary War, but until the 1830s, they really didn't have a horse unit. So in the 1830s, they started forming it with 3 different. You had mounted cavalry, mounted riflemen, and dragoon. Dragoons were able to do both on land and on horse. They were both ground warriors and horse soldiers at the same time. Cavalry was more strictly horse, and mounted riflemen were mounted riflemen. So the dragoons were kind of an elite unit until about the 1850s. Going into the late 1850s, they merged all 3 units into one, and you got the U.S. Cavalry that we know from the Civil War.
Wow.
There was only about 8,000 dragoon units, so they were stationed out of, if I'm going to get this wrong, I can't remember, it was a fort out of southern Kansas and northern Oklahoma.
Here's one of the infantry ones.
Oh,
Oh, that's
that
nice.
came out nice.
But again, all of our military ones were pretty much in the same field. I mean, my son found this one, the same time we found the other ones.
Right. That's insane.
That's crazy that you found such a spread of different, of different military buttons. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. And then we also found this one is actually the Civil War one.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
So, we talk about history and buttons too. And I like that just because of the uniqueness of this one, it looks like just a flat button. See if I can figure out the cameras here. Looks like just a flat button. And on the back, we still have a little gold guild.
Mm-hmm.
But it's called the Benedict Button Company. See if I can get some guild there. The Benedict, we were able to date this one back to pre-1830.
Wow.
We can't tell any more than that because they changed the name. And this is where it gets interesting on the history side of things. Was the Benedict Button Company was the first button company to make buttons for the U.S. soldiers in the Revolutionary War. They made them out of pewter because for some reason the British didn't want to make us buttons because we were fighting them. And so the Benedict Button Company decided to make buttons out of pewter, and then they eventually started making them for the civilians. And in 1840s, they became the Waterbury Button Company, which still makes buttons for our soldiers, made them all the way through World War I, World War II. But where it gets unique is that they also, in the early 1900s, they made them for the Star Cruise Line, which you'll remember the Olympia and the Titanic. So the Waterbury Button Company made these buttons all the way through that. They made it for all their officers. Well, when they decided to make the movie for the Titanic, back with Leonardo DiCaprio and those guys, they went back to Waterbury Button Company. They said, oh, yeah, we still have the molds for those buttons. So the buttons that you see in the Titanic movie are the exact same molds they used for the original Titanic.
Wow.
And
That's cool.
so all that history is just, I looked up a flat button, looked up the name, and still had the shank on it, fortunately, which was very rare for us to find. And that comes with a massive amount of history that's very unique, and it even goes into modern day with the movie industry.
And that's why the research part is so much fun.
Exactly. I like this one.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
it's the Rock Island, and for the railway. And we used to have 2 railways that went through our area. And so we found a couple, and they have a engine on them. We have a couple with different names, Burlington, Rock Island, different things like that. But the history of, the different railroad buttons, because that railroad is no longer through our area anymore.
Right.
So that's pretty cool.
So I think we're holding the coins off till end to kind of create that thematic ending. If you want us to show silver and copper and stuff like that, we'll cut in. But this is another one we found recently. It's a carriage license.
Oh, that's
and I don't
really
know
cool.
I don't know what agency was working on July 4th in 1901. What government office was open, but it was a carriage license, and it gets interesting at this point. Because not too far from where Rachel found the carriage license, she found this buckle. And we find a lot of these. They're patented December something, 1879, 1887, something like that. This one, though, had a name on it. And we were able to trace that farm back to Topeka, Kansas. The Kellum Farms were responsible, coming from Virginia, for bringing a certain type of cattle and the Morgan horses. And so if you have Morgan horses in western United States, it's partly due to the fact of what George Kellum did, bringing that into Topeka, Kansas. He was very influential in Washburn University. He was a politician. He was part of the Civil War. And he brought, and I can't remember what the name of the cattle is. It starts with a G, I believe. But he brought these cows and these horses in with him. And so a lot of the Morgan horses in the Midwest came off of this farm out of Topeka.
That is wild.
I agree.
Something we don't.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
That is off of a railway that was found in Kansas City, but it is the badge off of a railroad employee that ran the Silverton line, I believe, out in Colorado.
Oh my goodness.
Awesome.
That is so cool.
That's a big badge. That's
it is.
Awesome.
So in the size of my hand, it takes up my whole palm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
did you dig that, Rachel?
No,
My dad and I.
no,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
did.
okay.
The one time I get to use her simplex, that's what I found. So this one, unfortunately, we don't have this one because we were metal detecting in a farm field, and we'd been on a fire call. We came back. It was one of those we detected it 5 times. 3 times we ended up getting paged out while we were detecting this field. We show back up. We're getting our gear back out of the truck. She sees metal on the ground. She kicks it, and out pops an 1873 Springfield trapdoor bayonet, which was pretty phenomenal. We were hoping Civil War, but after doing some more research on it, We're pretty certain that it went to the trapdoor, which a lot of times were repurposed 1855s. But yeah, surface find out in the bean field, bayonet.
That's insane.
Pretty nice surface find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff like that doesn't
in the
happen
same
every day.
field. No, and around here, I mean, if we find anything Civil War related or in that time frame, is pretty rare. We did find a mini ball in the area. There really wasn't a lot of military action around us. There was a little bit to the north, a little bit to the south. So to find a mini ball and to find all these buttons that we showed you is something pretty exciting. Because like the Dragoon button was between 1840 and 1850. One of the things that's been on our bucket list for a while, I found the first one, then she found the second one.
I heard it.
Something else
Hey.
we don't find in Missouri. And they both still ring. What we did is we took a lot of the finds and gave it because the family that owned it, his grandma lived there. And so we took a lot of the unique finds that we found from his grandma and mom's early life, put it in a display case, and gave it to the family as a gift, a thank you gift for letting us hunt their field. And so we were able to find, compacts that his mom or his grandma would have used, the bell, the bayonet that probably belonged to his father,
There was a
or
couple
grandfather.
buttons that were found in that field, and it had the name on it, their last name on it.
Whoa.
Oh, that's
So
really
We
neat.
were able to put that in the display case for him. So
That
that was
is
really
cool.
I'm sure that meant a lot to them too, to have pieces of their family, their past. That's awesome.
Found our own little Liberty Bell.
Nice.
Hey.
We think
I've
it was
never
a,
found
was
one
a
of those
Conestoga-
before.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Conestoga
Conestoga Bell.
hmm
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Still on my bucket list.
That's my favorite relic to dig is the bells. Do you have a favorite relic you guys like to dig?
Old ones.
I had a weird one. We were out in the middle of a farm field, and I dug up lead, and I just turned it over, and I'm like, "Oh, Andrew, get over here." He's like, "What is going on?" I said, "I just pulled up lead, but it has a tooth in it."
Oh my gosh.
You take the lead and turn it over, and it looked like it had like a corner tooth, like a incisor tooth, the one with the point. But it was in the lead, and I'm like, did someone get shot in the mouth? What happened? Or
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's
Yeah, we
crazy.
still-
just gross me out.
We're hoping that when the house was burned down, it just happened to have a piece of lead and a tooth in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We
Yeah,
love
that's a-
digging these.
Kind of a creepy find.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Love the
Oh, it was
locks.
creepy.
These are some of our favorites to dig.
Oh yeah.
Our favorite one is we have a 6-lever champion that we couldn't find for tonight. But it's still the bar up here still went up and down and worked.
Oh
And
wow.
it was patented
That
around
never happens.
1887. No. And I'd love to find a key. I want to take these to our locksmith one of these days, see if I can get in and get these cleaned out.
I think it'd be cool.
But yeah, that champion, it would still move.
Well, the story on the champion, why we can't find it, is when we actually dug that up, our daughter was with us, one of our younger ones. And right away she saw that and she said, "That's mine." So anytime she sees it sitting around the house, she's like, "What is it doing out here? That's mine." And she'll take it and hide it again.
That's funny.
So, yeah,
I'll
Just
throw
have
this
to
one
find
at you
another
guys. I
one.
haven't cleaned it.
I know.
Yeah. I'll throw this at you guys. See if you've seen anything like that. I don't know if it'll come across or not. It's a ring.
Oh, that's cool.
And I haven't researched yet. It was on one of our last hunts. I haven't done the video on it yet.
Whoa.
But it's got the soldier on it, but we can't figure out anything about it.
Yeah, it's like a Sir Knight. So it's the old armored helmet with the
with the visor up, right?
visor
Yeah.
on it. Yeah.
That's
really
cool.
neat. I like that.
So yeah, it probably won't fit the finger for a while, but it is.
that's
I mean,
fantastic.
I thought at first it was like an early clash ring, but don't that's gonna be one to look up.
Yeah, and we talked to a guy in our area, and he said, the Knights of Columbus and stuff like that had their signet rings, and he's wondering if it was something like that.
So again, getting the history side of me coming out, just finding simple pieces of brass like this, and it says trade follows the flag. See if I get the right side here. There we go. Trade follows the flag. Unfortunately, we did not find the rest of it. This was a pendant. It was a 3-piece pendant.
Yeah, so it would hook on there and have another square piece right below it.
And it would it was a advertisement or a campaign pendant for Theodore Roosevelt in 1904.
Oh my gosh.
Cool.
That's cool.
Something else.
These are something I love to find. Is doorknobs.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So
Yeah, those are fun.
my grandpa and my dad is construction workers. You know, they were 3rd generation builders. Anytime I find like doorknobs or keys or anything like that, I just love these. And sometimes we find them with the enameling still on them, or you know, that little bit of crackle.
Mm-hmm.
I love them. And this one looks like a wood grain.
Yeah, I was gonna ask
Yeah,
you. I
that's
was
neat.
like, what part of that is metal?
Yeah.
And
Well,
they're
the
back
very
part.
base is metal, and then this is like marble. I mean, it's really hard. And then this one had the enamel on top.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
But those are, I just love those.
I haven't found any
Usually
nice
pretty
ones like
loud,
that. I've
too.
just found like brass.
Yeah, they're definitely loud.
Nothing fancy.
Yeah,
where did Caleb's penny go?
it's top.
No, not the taco. The 18s one. 1800s one.
Right
I always wonder how they get it out in the field, you know, at a home site.
Mm-hmm.
The doorknob,
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
their
too.
door just deteriorates, or you know.
Sometimes I
You gotta
feel
get a
like they
new
just
door.
totally bulldoze the houses. Like a couple places I go, I feel like they just with everything in them.
All right, what else you got? Where's mine?
So this is pretty cool.
Oh,
It's
yeah, that's very
it's
cool.
made out of aluminum, so it's, you know, degrading. But it's a taxi chauffeur token or a badge.
Oh,
Cool.
cool.
So that's one that I like.
What's that? What was that? 1937.
I believe so. Yeah.
1938.
Yeah,
Yep.
Where is your?
And then
that's a bucket lister for a lot of people.
Ooh, watch fob.
Oh, nice watch fob.
That's a nice
Beautiful.
one.
Not just any watch fob.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
That is a 1889 World's Fair in Paris, France, the World
Oh.
Exposé,
That's cool.
and that is when they introduced the Eiffel Tower.
Oh wow.
So you're right. That is not any watch fob. That's really cool.
No.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't see your. Well, one, I don't see Caleb's penny. I don't see your. Hold on, just a second. We're looking for one. Where's the Turner at?
No worries.
Ancient ring near Potomac, Egypt.
No, that's one of them. That's not the one I was looking for. So we found two of these in the same field. And I was telling you about the German migration, and I don't know if this is going to it little bit coming out. I don't know where the silver one went. We found two of these. They're good for 5 cents in trade. But this is the one when we did the research. They are for Turner Hall, which is part of the Turner movement. In the early 1800s, there was a coup in Germany. The Liberal Party failed, and so they migrated out of Germany for fear of their life. They migrated into the Northeast, and then they just kept moving as the families began to grow. They kept moving through to Michigan and over to Minnesota, and then once they got to Minnesota, they started moving down through Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, and they would build these Turner Halls, places for gymnastics or theater or just community involvement, things like that. And we had one in a neighboring city for a couple of years. Most people had never heard of it, and we were able to find some information from a city historian. But it just told the story of the migration of the German movement through the northeastern states. So that was one that had a really cool history. And like I say, we found two different tokens on that.
Wow, that's
I
cool.
have a spot that I detect at that there's a German settlement there from I think like the late 1700s. I think,
Ooh.
or might have been like early 1800s, but they settled there. And I'm trying to find some more
That would be
permissions
neat.
out there. Yeah.
Yeah. My grandparents were German, so very much so. My mom's side was Irish and Scottish.
Mhm.
So I keep telling my husband that's where my temper comes from. I'm German, Irish, Scottish. So
Yeah, that's a heck of a mix.
I was born with it.
Yep.
So this one, you can't really tell just looking at it, but you can kind of see that it's bubbled out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what it was a quarter. And so the quarter, when it heated up in a fire, when the house burned, it bubbled it out. And yeah, it took a while to actually tell there was an eagle on there and see what it was. But the first thing I noticed was the ridges on the edge. And that's what made me think, oh, well, it's a quarter then.
Brings new meaning to the word inflation.
Yeah. No kidding.
But this one,
My barber.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
We talk about coins. That's a barber quarter. And if I remember correctly, if I were to drop the equivalent amount today as a barber quarter in 1900, I would be dropping a $10 bill.
Yeah.
Wow.
So whoever
Who
lost
dug this
that money
coin?
lost. Yeah, it lost the
Well,
value of it.
I went ahead and I put names on it. That way, if anyone, so Andrew found this one.
Okay.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's me, by the
I
way.
do that too in my house because we have 3 detectors here. So
So I would be in a lot of trouble with my family if I didn't show off my kids. Fine, Caleb. This is one that Caleb recently found.
Ooh.
It is
Yeah.
a
Cool.
1851 large cent that's been hit by something.
No,
that
was-
looks,
this was
looks
a
like it's been
circus
clipped.
that's been clipped.
Well, that's what a lot of people are saying, but it kind of a weird denomination for clipping, unless it was like 2/3 of a cent or 3/4 of a cent.
Well, they may have clipped it just to make it into something.
That's
That's true,
true.
too.
That's very
We have found
But
them.
it was sitting on the surface where they dozed a house, and he just saw something green, kicked it, and goes, "Oh, a disc." Picks it up.
That's
Oh,
a great
large
video.
cent.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys got to watch this video of Caleb.
It's
I
in
have
pretty
not
shape
seen
too.
that
It's
one.
got nice details on it.
Well, and then 2 or 3 weeks before that, we sent him to his corner, and that's where he got Caleb Corner, and he found probably. Let's see if I can get this zoomed in. It is in the same week we found an 1875, and then this beauty, which is I think this is it. I think 1871,
Nice.
which is not as valuable as the 1877, but it's I think in the top 3.
That's
Nice.
cool.
I feel like I've never
So,
found
he
any
found-
1870s. They're like always
No.
1880s and after.
Right.
That's
So
pretty.
this one we found out in the field. It would have gone in a brooch. And the
Wow.
only thing metal on it is that little metal piece on the back of it.
You know what
But
I think that is?
It's a nice purpley color.
I think that's an earring.
Hmm.
I'll show
Really?
you. I'll show you why. I'll show you why. Because I have one right here.
I'll put my pinky up to it.
See this, Rachel?
Uh-huh.
It looks just like
Oh, yeah.
yours, except for on the back, it has this. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I think this is like a clip-on earring from like 1920. That's what
That
I
looks
think.
like it.
That's going to be about right
Yeah.
when we found it. Did you grab your half? Okay.
That's cool.
Silver charms.
Little
Aw.
No, that's awesome.
This
Oh,
is
that's
just
pretty.
the top to the button.
Ooh. That's
Wow.
cool.
The
I like
back of
that.
it, the shank is broke off.
Mhm.
But it has this blue marbling that, I just love it.
Yeah, that's.
Can you
that's
imagine
really
what
nice.
outfit or what coat or whatever
Right.
that is?
I always wonder that too when I find a button, especially when it has a lot of gold gilt on the back.
Mhm.
Wondering, like what kind of
Yeah.
clothing it was on.
Oh man,
That
it's too
was-
bad it's broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Cameo,
was
right?
out in the field like that.
Is that that's called a cameo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
You are
I've
so
never
smart.
found one. I've always wanted to find one.
Okay, so before we show this one, I have the oldest in an 1839 with a hole poked in it, but it's not coming through because of the glare. You can't see it on the camera. But I have an 1839 of what she's about to post. So we have 3 of them. I've got 2. Chloe found almost the oldest.
Yeah.
See if you can get that in there.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Seated
Nice.
halftime.
Yep. 1854 on that one. I have an 1853 that got messed up by a disc or something, but was the first one to have the arrows on it. And then, like I said, I found an 1839 as well.
Yep. So this one's Andrew's.
One of them. Yeah, I don't think that one's smashed.
Yeah. You can tell up in the corner, especially it got run over by the plow big time.
It's a wonder it doesn't happen more.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it does happen quite a bit. You know, we get
Ooh, look at that
tacos.
one.
Yeah, we get tons of tacos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
So you guys were talking about one of these a few weeks ago.
Yeah. I saw this video and I was like, holy smokes.
Dang.
Oh my goodness. When I pulled this out of the ground,
Pulled it out. It was on top of the ground.
I call it the fluff. But when soybean fields, they go through and they have the little dusting.
Mhm.
So I didn't really have to dig because as soon as I went through, it came flying out and all the fluff. And so as soon as that came out, I'm jumping up and down. Andrew's trying to record across the field, and I'm like, "No, you got to get over here."
Well, you can see that it took some weathering before we found it. So it'd been sitting with its face up for a while.
Oh yeah.
Compared to the silver on the back. But this is the coin I was telling you guys is it would be worth about almost $30 today of spending power.
Yeah. Seated $50, guys. If you don't know what that is, that's a seated $50.
That's
Not a lot of people have dug that.
I was gonna say I've never
I've never dug
seen
one.
one.
No.
Well, and I can't get the date to show up. It's an 1863, so it's a Civil War era as well, making it even more rare.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd love
Yeah.
to find one of those.
Oh my
Yes,
god.
silver was hoarded in the Civil War.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
That a lot of people say there's certain era that they like, the 1877 or whatever. I love the Civil War era.
Uh-huh.
So if I get a coin from Civil War era, I am ecstatic.
Me too.
Well, and she managed to find 3 shield nickels last year.
Oh wow.
Where did my other?
That's a cool pendant.
That is really cool.
This one was a certificate of merit. Yeah. So that was certificate. I love this one.
Oh, that's cool.
Aw.
Here
That's-
is
I like
a
that.
mirror. Here's your little kitten,
Yeah.
and then a window, and then like a curtain being draped down.
I love finding
And
stuff
I
like
have
that.
no idea what it would go to, but this area is raised almost like it would have had maybe a piece of glass in it or a jewel or something, because it has almost like a stickiness to it. Almost like something was there, but it's not anymore. But the back is just, it sat on top of something,
Right.
but
That's cool.
Yeah,
I would
Crystal.
say a
she
story
found-
button, but it doesn't look like a button. But there's story buttons that depict stuff like that.
oh, really?
Hmm
Okay.
But that doesn't look like a button, though.
Well, in the middle of my hand,
That's pretty big.
it's big.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's an inch and a half probably. But yeah.
It definitely tells a story, though.
Yeah.
Oh, and then this one's really cool.
Okay, that is a Spirit of St. Louis from 1827, 28, or 28 and 29. Ingram Watch Company made a commemorative watch with watch fob for the Spirit of St. Louis, and this would have been part of that watch
Oh,
combo.
that's neat.
That's
You guys really track your history. That's really impressive.
I might be a little addicted to history too.
You don't say.
Now this one, and sometimes people get bored listening to it because they're just like, show me the finds. I'm like, yeah, no, you got to know the history behind it.
Absolutely.
This one here is, I've gotten 2 of these. Let's see if I can do it. And I actually have a shield nickel and I have a shield nickel and the 3-cent nickel from the same year.
That's crazy.
1869, I believe. But I keep seeing this, and I keep thinking it's a trime when I first pop it out, because I'm very eager to find a trime.
Yeah.
And
It's a trick.
but it's fun to tell people that we find a half dime or a 3-cent nickel, and they always want to correct you. Whenever you pop a 3, you're like, yeah, that was a 3-cent nickel. You mean 5-cent nickel, or that was a half dime. Oh, you mean a nickel? No.
No,
Yep.
very much so a 3-cent nickel.
So before Rachel gets on her stuff again, we'll do this one here and talk about advertising things. Unfortunately, this one met a disc, but it's a chocolate advertising thimble for a chocolate company in St. Joe. And I don't know that people realize how many chocolate companies there were in the Midwest. St. Joe had so many at one point. It was called Candy Row.
No kidding.
And this company here, you probably have heard of the Cherry Mash.
Mhm.
The Cherry Mash would have originated on the same area as this Kelly's Chocolate Company. I think there was 4 or 5 on the block. This company alone, if I remember correctly, employed over 400 people to make chocolate.
Whoa.
Wow.
The same one that had the cat one, we found this one. So it's a cowboy riding
Oh, I love
a
that.
bronc.
That's cool.
And then around the edge,
Yeah.
it's made like a rope. But that was in the
Found some
same
really cool stuff. I want to find more stuff.
I
like
love
this.
finding anything
Yeah.
with horses on it.
The heck with coins, I love seeing this stuff.
So that was pretty neat.
Mhm.
This is, you can't really tell, but this is a bale seal.
Wow, that has been squished and
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
it has been mangled for sure.
mangled. Yeah, that's a better word.
Okay, this. I'm trying to get it.
Yeah, you're not gonna get
The
that.
I
red-
can see something on it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a red goose token,
I don't remember the history behind that one.
and it's for
a
a shoe company. So you had $1 off for these specific type of shoes.
That's cool.
But I like
so
this
many
one.
tokens that people made.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
gosh, yeah.
Green River, and it was a whiskey token.
No kidding.
So you
I
can
wanna
see a
find
horse
whiskey
on.
token.
Here's the horse's backside here, and then it's facing that direction. And then it had on the back it this Green River whiskey.
So your traveling illusionist a lot of times would carry around tokens. They would get paid by different companies to pass out these tokens whenever they went somewhere, from what we've heard, and green whiskey was one of those. And so when the traveling comedians or whatever would come through town, they would hand these off to kids or whoever and have them taken back to their parents. And that's how they got the information out, from what we've been able to tell. You talk about history. One of the things, it's veteran detectors probably know, but something like this,
Yep.
we like finding these. They are the adjustment knobs off of coal oil lamps,
Right.
Mhm.
and we get the names off of them, and then we can start dating
Mhm.
the house where we're at. So we
Yep.
do a lot of that. Just something. A lot of people would look at that and go, "Well, that's just a small piece of brass. It's not important, whatever." But we love finding those because they actually give us a name, and when we get a name, then we get researches.
Yeah, patent dates and
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep.
What's that one?
This is
Another
the
company.
Eagle Manufacturing Company.
We think it's out of Chicago.
Yep. So
Dang. I love tokens. Oh, goodness gracious. Look at that stirrup.
That one.
You're the
one's
only
small.
other person I've ever seen dig. My daughter dug one at one of the farms that we go to, and I thought maybe it was like a child stirrup.
I was going to say, that's pretty
Little.
small for a
Yeah,
stirrup.
that's iron,
gotta be
right?
kids. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I tried sticking my foot and my foot won't fit.
No.
Yeah.
And
All right.
my foot's not too big. It's a size 9. But my 7-year-old at the time, she fit her foot in there.
Yeah.
So-
ours is real tiny like
Either
that.
you were a very small person or you just stuck the tip of your cowboy boot in.
Well,
I'm
and you
thinking-
mentioned horseshoes. Andrew, I think you were the one mentioned horseshoes earlier.
Mhm.
Just in finding those, most people think of just standard horseshoes. We've found horseshoes that would have probably went to a smaller horse. We found some that were just unique. We've had actually a couple of them. We've had to go back to some farrier friends of ours and go, what is this used for?
Yeah.
Because we had a horseshoe that made a complete, it wasn't a circle, but it was completely enclosed. It wasn't the U shape. And so we had to go back. Why was this important? They said, well, probably what it was is it was a pulling horse and it had a weak hoof, and they put that on it to give more support. And so just even in the horseshoes, we're finding different history of how they tilled the ground back then.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Well, Andrew found a horseshoe, and his hand spread out. That horseshoe went end to end.
It was bigger than my hand. I have a 9-inch spread on my hand.
It was huge. And then we had others that were just like little bitty horseshoes, and almost like pony size. And then we found some for a mule, and they were a little thicker than the other horseshoes.
I found a horseshoe. It was literally larger than the circumference of my face.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, I found a huge horseshoe.
It was massive. I've never again seen that.
There's a question in chat
if you
here.
can imagine their feet are like that and how tall they are.
The big draft horse, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Well,
Janine's wondering, do you detect in farm fields mostly, or yards?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we mostly do farm fields because if we mess up a farm field, it's not near as bad as messing up the grass.
That's right.
We still
Agree.
fill the holes.
Exactly.
We still fill our holes. The plan is, we tell people is when we get done and it rains, we don't want you to know that we were ever there.
Right.
And so we still even when we're in a bean field or cornfield, we tell our students, you fill your hole, you make it smooth. You don't have to be near as cautious, but we are starting to migrate into home areas. Especially, like I said, once the crops are planted, we'll start doing some old homesteads that trying not to mess up the grass. Just too dry right now.
Well, and when we have teenagers, it's easier just to send them to the field. And, you have from that tree line to that tree line.
Go have fun.
And, dig your hole, fill it in. And we don't have to worry about, them tearing up someone's grass or yard or anything like that. So it makes it so much easier.
And Caleb has his own corner, right?
Yes,
exactly.
Oh wow! Look at that fob.
So this one,
That is so cool.
a guy is sitting down in a chair, and he has a suit on his lap, and he's sewing it. And this was a tailor button or a tailor fob.
Wow.
And
That's
it
really
had
neat.
some of the information on the back of it.
Yeah.
And so that one was from Chicago.
Wow.
I love finding stuff
I
like
think this
that.
is the most variety of finds I've seen.
Yeah.
On
Right.
this show.
Oh my
You
goodness.
know what I mean?
And most all of these date pre-1900s.
Oh yeah, definitely. Beautiful.
Yeah, so we were actually out in a field one day, and
You don't have to tell them that because we're always out in the field.
we were out in the field, and for some reason, it was almost a year to the day my grandma passed away. And all of a sudden, we pop a suspender clip out of the field,
I've been this one here,
and
I think, wouldn't it?
no, not that one.
Oh.
But it said Shirley Suspender. Well, that was my grandma's name.
Oh, no
And
kidding.
so when I popped that out, I got emotional, and I'm like, it is almost a year to the day that she had passed away, and I popped this out, and yeah, I was emotional.
So
I had a find like that.
Shirley, it was actually the Shirley President suspender company. We found several of them. They're 1910 and older, but yeah, it was the Shirley President suspender clip. And so I come over and she's almost crying, and I'm coming over with the camera to get her fine, and she's bawling. And I should have put it in the episode. It made a lot better video, but yeah.
Oh wow.
This is our religious pin that we were talking about earlier. We're not really sure what it is, but we do believe that it's a religious pendant.
It just looks like I would say a saint, a woman saint walking down the stairs, and then just has the little, the pin on the back.
Oh, it's still got the pin.
Yeah, but it's just real delicate looking. When you
Right.
can see it in person, it's just that flowy,
It's beautiful.
delicate, airy look.
It looks Victorian.
Right.
It's not Lady Liberty, is it?
No. But I
Me
don't
too,
know.
Brie. So
But
cool.
back behind, you can't really see it, but back behind there's a door, and so it's the lady's walking down the stairs from the doorway.
Oh, that is...
These are always fun to dig. Rachel gets them, I don't, but these are always fun to dig. It took us a while to figure out what they were, but your powder flask tops,
Yeah, I've never found one. That's amazing.
they're we've found a few of them. We didn't quite know what they were, but then we researched it and we got two different sizes there. Just something that they would have carried around them everywhere they went.
Bree knew what that was. That's pretty cool, Bree. Did that from the book, Bree? The relic book.
And then, we
Pretty sure
dig
Bree
hot.
has dug one before.
These are the fun ones to pull up.
Oh yeah, Tootsies.
Oh yeah.
I love the old ones too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 1950s, 1960s on these.
Did you do the two?
The what? I have not done the 2-cent piece. Was it?
Did you push it off?
I hope I didn't knock
Hey,
it
Rick.
off. I may have been. Hold on just a second here.
Hey,
I
Brett.
thought you had it somewhere else.
No, it was right back down there.
Did you find it?
Oh, you did find one, Bree. What the heck?
Oh, here it is.
So this is a Tootle button,
Doodle.
and in St. Joe, there's actually a museum for the Tootle House or the Tootle Dry Goods Company.
Tootle Mansion.
Wow.
The Tootle family was one of the most influential in starting trade with the St. Joseph area, and was actually one of the largest. The Tootle industry was one of the largest traveling salesman companies at one time, sending people up the Missouri and Mississippi valleys.
Wow.
And it was like an overall button.
Huh.
There's your 2-cent piece from your dad.
I love
yeah.
the local history, that you find. Yeah.
Oh, I love a 2-center.
Oh, I'm gonna dig one of those someday. I don't know when.
Look at that. Oh, I love it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And this one was 1865, so right in that time range that I love. My dad actually came out and got this one with us. So the same day I pulled up the suspender clip, which it would have been his mom. I ran over and showed him that, and then a couple minutes later he pulled up this. So
That's
it was
cool.
it was a good day.
And we mentioned it earlier. Here's one of them. Like I say, I've got an 1869 3-cent and 5-cent. Rachel pulled. We haven't dug any of these until last year. Rachel pulled 3 of them, 2 of them from the same field, and then I finally got mine at the end of December.
Heck yeah.
So we managed to pull 4 shield nickels last year.
Yeah, in 1 year.
Fantastic.
In 1 year.
I'm also
That's
gonna get
all.
one of those someday.
Not an easy nickel to find.
No.
And then I love this one because every time my daughter, says something about it, she goes, "What underwear had buttons?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we
Oh,
had the underwear buttons, and every time we pull up an underwear button, she makes the comment, "They had buttons."
I
Yes,
actually,
they
I
did.
actually found a silver one once before, and I couldn't believe it. And I was like, "Why in the world did they have silver underwear buttons?"
Yeah,
Because they
Fancy.
can afford it.
So when we hit the show me down there in 23, we were in a Civil War site, and so we're kind of envious of those guys that are in Civil War areas, just because they get to dig stuff like this. But for us to find one up here, which this one was, is extremely rare. Again, because we
That's
just
the
didn't
beauty.
have a lot of action. So we don't know if it's a bring back. We did find a general service button in the same field. It took a disc, like so much of our finds do when they're bean fields. So Civil War 3 ringers are pretty sweet to find up here.
oh yeah.
One of these days, I'm going to get one.
You haven't dug one yet?
No.
In New York, they're kind of rare to find.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you find one,
so
John?
I did.
That's what I thought.
so far these are possible wedding bands.
Yep. Poor man's ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Supposedly during the Civil War, a lot of times too, the men would wear a brass ring as a reminder of their love back home. Or like you said, it's a poor man's ring. They wouldn't want to wear gold on their fingers because if something happened, the finger comes off. So they would a lot of times wear these brass rings as well. We have one of them's gold. This one's gold plated.
I'll say they're plated. Yeah.
This one was just we found it last week.
Nice.
Are any of them stamped?
That probably do what?
Are any of them stamped? I found one that was stamped, actually stamped 10K, but was no plating left on it. But it was stamped.
Yeah,
10K.
we haven't cleaned it up yet. It hasn't gone online yet, so we've got to clean it still. And that probably is one of our. We talk about rings. People always ask us, "What's your greatest find?" And it's hard when you have so many different things. I still am waiting for that gold eagle. That'll probably be my greatest find if I ever find one of those. But we had the opportunity. Oh yeah, I have to show that. We had the opportunity a few years ago. A friend called us and said, "Hey, you guys are detectives. You want to come help us find a ring?" I said, "Sure. Yeah, we're up for the challenge." A young lady was doing a photo shoot, and her friend had lost her grandmother's wedding ring that was an heirloom that was passed down from year to year. And so that was probably one of the coolest finds, was getting to find that ring and then be there when she called her and said, "Hey, they found it." And she's showing it online, and just the excitement. We see a lot of these guys do that online. They'll find rings, find stuff like that, and it's really cool. But getting to experience that was pretty awesome.
It's a good feeling.
Well, we also, what was it, about 2 months ago?
Oh, the wallet.
So we get a call and they said, "You want to come find a wallet?" And we're going, "Is there anything metal in it? Does he have coins? Is it?" He goes, "Well, it's a leather wallet." And I'm going, leather wallet normally doesn't have any metal. He goes, "I have a credit card in there that is a stainless steel credit card."
Oh, wow.
Lost it out in the middle of a field while he was bulldozing. He goes, "It could be buried under stuff." And he goes, "I remember parking the bulldozer, opening the door, it falling out. I got distracted, didn't pick it up, and then went on and then remembered it after the fact, but couldn't remember where I was." So we were able to find that out and, find it for him and able to return it to him, but a stainless steel credit card.
Yeah, so I guess the the Capital One credit card, I think, is stainless steel, or platinum is stainless steel or something. So yeah,
I was playing good.
And also well, and those little chips in them will ring up too, but not very much. So here was one. You talk about redoing axe heads.
Oh wow.
We don't find a lot of them, but we found this thing, and I thought, let's have a little fun with it. So I shined her back up to her original status, or best I could.
That's really nice.
Yeah. Dang.
Not found one of
I should
those
do that
either.
with one of mine. Really shine it up. How'd you do that?
I soaked it in Evaporust.
Okay.
And then did I do that? Either Evaporust on that one or vinegar? I can't remember.
No, that was the
It was Evaporust, and then I went into put it under. Took zero grit sandpaper. That wasn't good enough, so I got my wire brush on a screw gun, and went after it, and then did the zero grit, and then after that got it all shined up, cleaned up, and then rubbed a little ketchup on it.
I've heard of that Evaporust before too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's good stuff because it doesn't hurt your hands. It doesn't. Supposedly they say if it splashes in your mouth, you're not going to be in trouble, and it doesn't take the paint off. So it's a lot easier to use. It's a lot safer to use. We watched Quarter Hoarder did a thing on it and kind of sold me on it. So we've done it on several different things. I did it in fact, used it on the Tootsie Toys, and you can see it did not take the paints off.
Oh yeah.
So, and then they also make a clear coat that you can put on there to preserve it so it doesn't rust back over.
Right.
Unfortunately, the clear coat did not survive the rainstorm, and my John Deere wrench rusted over.
So there's one.
Oh, now that is so cool.
That's
I would
cool.
love to find something like that.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
a little baby one.
No kidding. Oh.
And then if I could keep all of them, I would, but he won't let me.
What? Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But all the forks and knives and everything, because each one, you look at the bottom and there's plain ones. There's some with the decals or the designs. That one has a floral pattern on it right there.
Yeah.
They're all different.
They're all different. Some are gold, some are silver, some are just plated. The cheap ones were pewter.
Well, and it's that, bringing in the history of it, like this. I'm trying to remember which one. There's a certain type. The electroplating goes all the way back into the mid 1800s. And so, I always thought that was something they figured out in the 30s or 1920s, 1930s. But
Yeah, I did
I
too.
guess they were starting to electroplate them back in the 1800s.
Yeah.
Got a good question here. Did y'all have the John Deere wrench on the display table at Show Me?
No.
No, we didn't get it cleaned up till we got back home. That was found on the last day and on Sunday, and it was starting to rain, so we wanted to get out of the field there. It was also kind of getting dark.
Well, and the other thing is, it still had the wood in it,
Yeah.
so you could just see the ends sticking out.
That's cool.
Because we hadn't taken it off yet, but
Oh, that's neat.
Oh, that's cute.
What's that? Oh, the jewelry?
But
We're not sure what it is yet.
we think it was a little buckle because you can see a little tab right there where it might have hooked.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
That's
But it
fancy.
looks like a little kid's buckle.
Yeah, it's interesting.
All right.
But that's one of my favorite fronts to it.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So which one? Who's from New York? Is that you, Andrew?
John and I both are.
Okay. You guys ever find any of these up there?
I have not. No.
So from what we can tell, the Howard AA1 buttons come from New York.
Huh.
There was a Howard Clothing Company in New York that we found some advertisements from the late 1800s on it, but we haven't been able to find any information. And we find these buttons quite frequently. Most of the buttons we find were actually made across the river in Kansas. They're called Fitz, F-I-T-Z. The Fitz Button Company made overall buttons, kind of the Big Smith of the early 1900s. And so we find a lot of those, but we've been finding a lot of these AA1s. And like I say, the best we can find, they go back to New York somewhere.
That's pretty neat.
And then
Probably New York City.
Probably.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
the
key.
little winding key for a clock. And then this one.
Oh, that's pretty.
Sash buckle.
And right through there, and then it had the little spot for the sash.
Nice.
Very nice. Victorian.
Did you grab
Yep.
pocket watch?
Yep. There's that. And then this one, I really like this one.
Oh wow.
That's different.
But I felt so bad. This one came out of the ground and it was, dirty and silver. And I took my hand and I kind of rubbed against it. And then Andrew goes, "Well, there went the silver." And it did. I wiped the silver plating because I didn't know it was actually silver, but
The glass is all gone.
yeah.
I've done that before too.
There's a
It's- some of
question
it's
here. Have
really
you ever
brittle.
found gold?
Only on a ring.
I did find a gold ring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was actually in my pastor's backyard too.
So it was interesting. We were finding a lot new. That's where I found my first large scent. We think it was a matron. And then a few feet from where I found that, she found a 10-karat gold man's gold ring.
Dang.
This one was fun. It's a compact, and I did a video on it where I opened it up before on film and before seeing what was in it. I did an opening, and that had a mirror, and it was all crushed. I was hoping to put the mirror back someday, but somebody's dumped the glass out. But it's a 1920s compact that was still sealed in the field.
That's crazy.
Now I don't know. Do you get a lot of these?
Yes.
So we
Sure
have
do. Yep.
parasol galore, out here.
That's one of my
But we
favorite
will
things
dig
to
the-
find.
Really?
It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts
Uh-huh.
to dig one at first because I'm like, it screams on my machine. So I think I'm digging a coin.
Yeah.
And then I pick it out and I'm like, oh man, it's just a parasol slide. But they are one of my favorite things because you had a fancy woman that was
Oh, yeah.
there, with her umbrella, and that she didn't go anywhere without that thing, so
It always makes me think of Gone with the Wind.
yes.
But it's interesting to think of that because we're in an area that was not like high end or high, there wouldn't have been a lot of fancy there. So unless it was something like for her Sunday dress.
Right. That's really cool.
So this one,
And a funny story happens behind this.
so it's a Monte Carlo casino token
Huh.
Cool.
out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, a person's yard, but still in Missouri. So we have a guy that follows us
Really
from
cool.
Nevada. Crazy
The eyes
Diggin
are
follows
weird
us
on
from
it.
Yeah. I was going to
I
say
know.
that.
They're kind of creepy.
Mhm.
So Crazy Diggin from Nevada follows us on YouTube, and I had that on there on one of our shorts, and he's looking at it. He goes, "I've stayed in that hotel."
Oh, wow.
And it was up in northern Nevada, and I guess it has some Wild West story that goes. There was some type of shooting there, some notorious person was killed there, but it has a 13-foot tall polar bear that was at the entrance.
Whoa.
And like I said, we were like, this is really cool. It's something from Nevada. It's a long time ago. Las Vegas, we thought at first, and we put that on there, and he goes, "I actually been to that hotel and stayed there." So part of a job I think he was working.
That's cool.
So it's just really cool getting to interact with him on that.
But seeing the eyes, how you said it was creepy.
Yeah.
It made me think of the old Scooby-Doo movies where the eyes would follow
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Andrew found this one.
Oh, wow.
This one took a little bit of work to find.
It's a hand, and he's holding a calligraphy pen.
That's cool.
18, what was the date on that?
That's neat.
1856, I think. What it was is that was
Yeah.
whenever they would ship out the pen tips for their calligraphy pens, they would put a metal stamp plate on top of it. This is the lid to that
Okay.
tin of calligraphy pens or pen tips. What else you got in there? Oh yeah, the
It's like a
insulated
variety of
chips.
finds.
I know.
That is so cool. You guys have dug a lot
So
of
this
box
was
props.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's got an eagle on it.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
Yep.
really cool.
We found a lot of the parts, but we don't find a lot of the watches. Every once in a while, we will pull up a watch. This one actually used to have the back on until I dropped it.
Your camera's working really well, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank
It's
you.
picking everything
You
up
can see
great.
all your finds like really, really well.
We're just using the reverse cam on our phone, so
And then this was another token. This is Paradise. It's cigar and pool hall.
yeah, we don't know what that one is yet.
That's cool.
Mm.
So, and then it has the 10 cents in trade.
Neat.
So,
Where did my
So I love finding tokens. Like they're never the same. It's
No.
always something different.
oh yeah. Well, on Monday we went out and found one, and the building's no longer there. So it
Yeah,
was
it's an old bar.
an old bar up in St. Joe, and it's no longer there anymore.
Wow.
Where did my Model T hubcaps go?
The one over.
No, that's not a Model T. Come on. You threw away my hubcap.
Hot mess. That was probably for a little girl's umbrella.
Aha, we can switch seats now and really
There
throw
you
them
go.
for a loop. So this was another thing we started looking at. You can get in there too, but let me go higher. The history behind things, the hubcap we were able to trace because of the way the Ford emblem is,
Right.
and then the valve, the Schrader valve. Of course, some of the Schraders actually still have their patent dates on
Yeah.
them. So we find a lot of these.
And even the
Yeah.
And the Ford hubcap, which this one came off of a 1920s, and I don't know if you guys done any research on the price of a 1920s Ford Model T.
Like back then or now?
Then
Oh, no, I have never done that.
$400 maybe? Is that right?
they actually got them down to just under, if I remember correctly, just under $300 in 1926,
That's crazy.
which would be around $3,500 today. And so you could go out and get a family car. So we have a lot of places where they were still farming with horses because they couldn't afford tractors. But we've got all these Schrader valves, the Model Ts. In fact, we found the front axle of a Model T. We couldn't figure out what it was, but it still had this silver compound on the pitman of the axle. And it was a compound that they would use. I can't remember what it's called now. It starts with a B, but it was a compound that they would use prior to ball bearings and grease because the friction, they went so slow, it didn't build up enough friction to bind up the axles And took us a while to figure that one out. My dad was actually able to help us out. You talk about people that know a lot of history and farmed with it. But yeah, to go back and think about, you could go out and find a family car in 1926 for about $300. In one of the fields, we found a nameplate to an old record player that cost twice what a Model T did.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Hey, Emily.
Whoa.
It's a little pocket watch.
Look at that.
It was a 1970 Swiss.
Terry. Henry Ford said you can have any color you want as long as it's black.
Exactly. Yep.
Yep. And then after World War II, he said you could have it, or somebody said you could get it in gray.
Wow.
Beth, didn't you find just one almost like that?
It's a little bit different.
And I'd be
That's a
curious to
beautiful
see if
button.
anybody knows what that is.
Yeah, this
See-
was in the same field that we found the military buttons.
Can we see the backside? Oh, it's rusted out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it,
mine
it
didn't have
was
a back
like
to
an
it.
overall.
Yeah.
I mean, it had that solid stud. It didn't have that little loop.
Yeah,
through.
was that like a collar disc?
I don't know. And then
The backside.
this is the Burlington overall. And again, it had that solid stud in the back.
Yeah. Like snap
And then-
buttons, baby, too.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of German history, so this is a German history button. So
Oh,
it has a
cool.
dog in the middle, a hunting dog.
Neat.
And again, the back is just one of those solid backs.
Mm-hmm.
But
I forgot where. I got one more here.
that's pretty cool. And then I love the Art Deco ones.
Oh, that's cool.
So it has the little spiral around the outside edge, and then in the middle it has like a little flower.
Mm-hmm.
Earthquake. So, I'm really thinking I want to start a barber collection.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So I got the quarter and I've got the dime. And what else is there? Is there a $50 and a
Mm-hmm.
Half
dollar
dollar.
coin?
Mhm.
Is it just the $50? What else? What other barber coins were there?
I think it was
Yeah,
just that.
quarter, dime, quarter, and half.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm a $50 shy of having the whole set. No.
I
But
had
he
a
also
half,
made
but
what?
it was burned.
V nickel was made by Charles Barber, designed. There's a buckled cover.
Yep.
A lot of people said that those were supposedly Civil War, but they were. I think we're thinking they're more after the Civil War. We find a lot of them with the heart on them.
Yeah, we've probably found 4 or 5 of these.
More than that.
I found one
So-
that's silver plated, and I know that when I looked into it, like department stores would sell them.
Yeah.
And
You could call
then
it Civil War, though. Heck, why not?
Yeah. We'll make up a good story to go with it.
Yeah.
And then being close to St. Joe, this was another store that was up in St. Joe that had their own buttons made.
Hmm.
And so that was the way with the Hunter brand too.
Yeah.
They didn't want to ship them long ways. They made their own buttons and put them together. But
So you guys are digging low tones, too, I can tell.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, I dig anything.
I
She
can tell
does.
that. I think it's
I'm like,
great.
you gotta dig just to find out what it is.
Yep.
That way you know
It
what's in
pays
the
off.
field, or it
Mhm.
does.
Yeah, Andrew. Bucket
Well-
lister Andrew.
What are you talking about?
Not you, Andrew.
I dig most
Both
of
you
everything.
Andrews better dig,
except for
start digging
plain
more.
iron.
and now like that double score, it only goes up to 60. So I'll dig anything from about an 18 up to 60 and try to avoid the 27 through 31, just because it's almost all, unless it's a field that doesn't have aluminum in it. If it's a 27 to 31, it's almost always aluminum.
Yeah.
And then sometimes lead will bounce in there too.
So
and
it
then
depends on how
shotgun
much
shell-
time you have. If you're out there for an hour,
Yeah.
it's hard
Well,
to dig it
and-
all.
What we found too is the shotgun shells will ring all over the board. Those
Oh, yeah.
old 100-year-old, 150-year-old shotgun shells. they ring anywhere from a hot quarter to a low nickel. It stinks because we were out the other day, and within the first hour, she had 12 of them.
Yeah. It's a 45 on my machine. But the bad thing is, on my machine, that is close to my nickel sound as well.
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
So when we're digging a silty or sandy area, it's hard to differentiate between the two.
Right.
But
Yeah.
here's this one.
Oh, that's pretty.
And then it has, just a stud on the back. Don't know what it went to.
Hmm.
I thought a bridal rosette, but it just looks small.
Yeah.
But it's really shiny, kind of an amber red color.
Steve, you mentioned dig everything. That there's some fields we do, like the one we found the Dragoon button, but a lot of the fields we do, they burned the old houses when they wanted to make them into fields. The people moved into town. Large farms were purchased in the area. They would burn the houses down or doze them into their basement and then just spread everything. And so everything used in the early 1900s to farm was heavy iron. So if we did dig everything, that's a lot of digging. Like I said, there was one field we hit 5 times. We're going to hit it again. We were pulling up several hundred pounds of iron out of it.
Yeah.
I don't like carrying all.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't blame you.
So it's like a little jewel.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you for the heart
On-
puff.
Thank you,
On the
Emily.
back has the little rivets.
Oh yeah. Thanks for the heart puff, Emily. Oh wow, that's cool.
Another cool thing.
I think that was the early palm olive compact.
Yeah. Had the little hinge up on top there.
We also get a
That
lot
sounded
of
good.
samples, like they would send out samples of like a shaving cream or a compact or a lipstick or something like that.
And then I don't know about you, but we get tons of these.
Ooh.
They're just never in one piece.
I was gonna say I never find
So-
one in one piece.
Harmonica
Yeah.
reeds, we get tons of those. Organ reeds, accordion reeds. Yeah.
We were able to date one of them all the way back into mid 1800 Germany on one of them. I guess the original harmonica goes back to 1815, if I remember correct. 1815 or 1715.
Yeah.
Another horse buckle. This is the kind we get that date back to 1879.
Yeah. And it's dated on the back 1879.
Oh,
I
it is
love when I
dated.
find
Oh.
stuff that
Yeah.
has a date on it.
Yeah, it is nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love when it has a date.
Date or a
Any name,
Name.
any information, yes.
so. Besides Indian heads and V nickels, I don't remember what this one was. I think this was I want to say this was an old 1940s, 1950s Oldsmobile, but I can't remember correctly on that.
Oh, that's
Okay.
cool.
Yep.
I like that one.
But
Yeah, Brad, you're
that's-
gonna see. There's more stuff here than on Oak Island.
For
Yeah,
sure.
that's right.
Well, I think, like I say, the only thing left is really the V nickels and newer V nickels and Indian heads. And we showed you the important one being that 1871. I don't know where Rachel's 1875. We're still
Oh, it's
holding out
still
for
there.
still holding out for an 1877.
There you go. You guys got some.
I get excited when I
questions
see
for me?
187.
Yeah.
You see that 187, you're like, oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. I love
So
the
this
green.
is
Beautiful
the
details on it.
75.
Mhm. Nice shape.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Caleb's got the oldest one right now with that 1871. He's got us beat by quite a bit on that one. Well, I guess Rachel's got the 75. My oldest is an 1880.
Nice. Guys got last questions for them? Come on, you guys have been quiet.
We appreciate your time.
Oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely. You guys have found
You guys
some
showed up
amazing
in my
stuff.
FYP, and I was so excited watching all your videos, and I was like, I gotta have these guys on. So
Well, we appreciate the opportunity. It's this is a new one for us. We'd like to say we were on Hi Ho yet last week, and then this week, and this is fun. Just getting out there and interacting with other people.
He said, "Do they watch Oak Island?" Andrew does
I don't
not.
like it.
I do.
I don't like it.
I don't watch it either.
He goes, they keep repeating,
Yep.
repeating. And I said, well, you just fast forward through that part until you're caught up and then watch the rest.
I do a lot of videography, and it's just so annoying when you come back from a 1.5-minute commercial to watch 2 minutes of what you just watched, and it comes to the same result. There's always another clue, and I don't know if they ever have found anything significant. I don't know. I lost interest with it.
Yep.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, absolutely. LL. That's an amazing collection.
Oh yeah, that's right. Hi Ho Silver Ed was at Show Me this
Yep.
weekend.
Yeah.
He met some friends of mine there.
Yeah, we couldn't get our cameras. We were down at our station, and we just couldn't get our camera to work that day. So it was a very frustrating day trying to keep everything online for them. But yeah, I'm glad everything worked on this one.
Well, I love
and
seeing
I'm
your
trying to-
family. I really love seeing your family on there, and I really
I know,
wanted to
I
do
did
that,
too.
but TikTok can be kind of weird.
TikTok's
So
goofy about it.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
Yeah, we didn't want to get you guys in any trouble on that one. So
I got
they
in
were
trouble.
disappointed.
I got in trouble for literally, I think what was Catherine on mine for not even 30 seconds. And bam, I got a restriction. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Well, it was hard because he does all the tech work. He's the tech guy. So I'm trying to set
I
it
do all
up.
the work.
He's backing up the fire truck. And so I'm trying to get the volume working and it's muted. And so I run outside. I'm videoing him as he's pulling in. And,
I saw that.
We're still covered in ash. And
It had been a week.
Goodness gracious. Well, yeah,
I know that's a new platform for Ed too, though. So I think some of it, because there was a lot of technical difficulties when we were on too,
right.
and I think he's just still adjusting to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, we did the trial run flawlessly. It worked for 30
We did
minutes
too.
or so,
Yeah.
and then we went into the real deal, and it just nothing wanted to work right. And so
That's exactly what we
Well, and
experienced.
he lives about an hour away from us.
Really?
And so we're doing an event in April. We do a gold show, so it's gold panning and metal detecting and geodes and stuff like that. So he'll be able to come up, and we'll be able to meet him when he comes up too. So
Oh,
That's
great.
He's such a
cool.
nice guy.
Yeah.
oh yeah, it
Yeah.
was a fun time interacting with him. It just and we appreciate you guys giving us the time to come on and show off our stuff and
It's awesome.
chat detecting.
Heck yeah, I love seeing all your guys'
So-
finds.
This will be on YouTube tomorrow, by the way.
Yes.
If anybody
All right.
wants to watch the replay.
Good night, Rick.
So
Good night, Rick.
what other hunts do you guys do in the way of? I know some of you guys were talking dig stock. You're talking the one up in New Jersey. What other hunts do you guys look at for going out and hunting with people? Group hunts.
We
Pennsylvania is next weekend. Not this coming weekend, but the weekend after. It's called Come Out Swinging. I've been going to that for the last 5 years, I think now. So it's like colonial farms that you can find possible kgs, reals, but it's
And
more
are
about
those
just
seeded
being
or
with
natural?
people. So I'm sorry, what's that?
are those seeded or natural?
They're both.
It's mostly natural. They have like a
Yeah.
one seated hunt on Sunday, but I typically don't even go to that. I just hit the natural stuff.
Oh, I was going to ask if
Okay.
you knew when the seated hunt was. If it's on Sunday,
It's
because
usually
I'm just
Sunday
going
morning.
on Saturday.
Yeah, that's usually Sunday morning. But
Yeah, that we would love. I mean, if I find a King George out here, that would be unbelievable. It wouldn't be as cool.
Right.
Again, the Golden Eagle still the top of my hit list, but there are some of them in the ground around here, and that'd be one of those. If I did find one, I've argued with myself: would I keep it or would I get rid of it? There's a lot
One
of
of our
zeros
friends
behind
found
that.
found a cartwheel penny out in Washington State. Virginia did.
yeah, you just never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah,
Could be anywhere.
yeah.
Mhm.
I go to a state that has them everywhere, and I can't find KG. So this is the
That's
year.
another story.
I'm telling you, this is the year.
This is your year, Andrew.
Yes, it is.
It's gonna happen.
I'm not leaving Pennsylvania.
Hey, maybe we'll both find one.
There you go. Heck yeah.
Oh, that's that one.
Well, thank you for sharing your time with us, you guys.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's been a blast. We appreciate it. I hope we haven't been too overbearing with the with all the fines.
No.
I didn't know if
the stories
We
were
love
great.
seeing it, so
It's
that's
great.
what it's all
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is the most variety I've seen. So this is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
We've definitely been blessed in our hunts, and and it's all been found in our local area. We've done South Missouri, we haven't really, everything's pretty much just been Northwest Missouri, and most of it has been in bean fields.
Love detecting bean fields.
Yeah.
They're the
It's
best.
nice.
It is.
We actually have a couple that we like going to, except you have to make sure you're not tired because you have to go up a steep hill and then you go down a steep hill, then you go back up the steep hill. And so by the end of the day, if you don't go, sideways on that hill back and forth, you're exhausted.
Right.
I metal detect in West Virginia, and everything is hills here, so I get that.
We're river bluffs, and we joke that we watch the fields. We find a house. It's like, okay, that's a corn stubble, so we're going to hit it next fall when it's bean stubble. And I do not like doing cornfields. We did one Sunday, and I told her, I said, "There's just too much stuff out here. We're going to have to wait till this fall." Yeah.
It's a struggle.
It's not worth tearing up the machine for.
Yeah. No, absolutely not.
Yeah. Thank you,
Well,
Chad.
we hit one on Monday, and it was weird. We hit 3 different spots, so right across from each other. And one field was just crumbly dirt, and then we got to the next one, and it was packed dirt. And then we went to the next area, and it was like 6 inches of sand on top, and then the dirt.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
And they're right across the road from each other, so you wouldn't think it was that much of a difference.
Mm-hmm.
But in our bottom ground, when it floods and the water shifts, we get a lot of silt and everything washed in. So one field will be perfectly fine, and the other is, sand. So you have to go field mode to beach mode.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Goodness gracious.
Test your skills.
Absolutely.
yeah.
I'm okay as long as it's not frozen dirt.
Yeah.
We did one of those a couple weeks or back in February. I did, and I actually found a Rosie out of the deal, but I was being very particular what I dug.
Oh yeah.
Even if it's cold and snow is on the ground, I want to go out. As long as I can get my shovel through that ground, I want to be out there.
I do too.
But
Snow doesn't stop me, and cold. As long as I can get a shovel in the ground, I'm good.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
We had a couple weeks in February, only a couple weeks. We couldn't do that, so I had to have a little fun. Went out and got a chisel, and hammer and chisel, and put together a mock video.
There you go.
Trying to, it was miserable out there. It was cold. So,
Awesome. Well, I look forward to watching more of your guys' videos. They're definitely entertaining. I'll have to scroll back so I can see some of the stuff you guys showed tonight. But I really appreciate you guys being on and showing the variety of finds you guys have found is amazing. Most people get on here and it's, some relics and then mostly coins and jewelry and stuff like that. So it was awesome getting to see everything you guys have dug. And I like how you guys separate it where it's, this, Andrew dug this and I dug this, or one of the kids dug this. I like that. That's cool. It definitely gives them still credit for what they have found. So it's amazing. I appreciate you guys in the chat. You guys have been great tonight. And thanks for all the gifts and the 18.1K likes. So it's amazing. It turned out to be a really great show. Again, if any of you guys have missed this, it'll be on YouTube tomorrow. So that's always nice. And if you guys want to go back and rewatch it or show somebody, and there you go, it'll always be up. So.
well, we appreciate you guys inviting us on, taking the time to listen, and it's been a fun night. It doesn't seem like it's been 2 hours. It's been a fun night.
I know. It was nice meeting you guys.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye, guys.
You do the same. Thank you.
Thank you.